What drives me absolutely crazy and I think is detrimental to our walk with Jesus and our general health? Stay tuned to find out.
You found the Very Cari podcast. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and snuggle in while you and I chat about all things faith, wellness, and healing.
Welcome to another episode of the Very Cari podcast, where today we're going to talk about something that I am noticing is prevalent among the diet industry, the fitness industry, and is prevalent among some Christians. Not all Christians, but some Christians. I say the church community. And that is, can you guess? You want me to pause for a minute and see if you can guess? I'll give you a minute to think about it. Bong, 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 bong. It's gatekeeping. I hate gatekeeping. I shouldn't use the word hate. I know that's a very strong word, but it really upsets me and it is very detrimental. I want to give you the definition of the word gatekeeping. I think it's kind of it's not a newer word, but it's like, oh my gosh, you're gatekeeping. Like my daughter would say, you're so basic, mom. You're right. I am. I'm going to look it on my phone. Gatekeeping, the activity of controlling and usually limiting general access to something. Okay, so that is the general definition of gatekeeping, and why it bothers me is I feel like it's detrimental. I feel like there is information out there that can be shared with so many people that could be so helpful. Now, let me preface this talk by saying, if people are in the diet and fitness industry and they are trying to make a living, I get it. Podcasting and coaching is not my primary job. I work full-time as a nurse. So this is something I do as a labor of love. Truly, I do it because I love you guys and I want to get this information out and I want to tell people about Jesus because, and say it with me, if it ain't about Jesus, I ain't about it. So that's why I'm doing this. But this is not my full-time job. I do respect the fact that people do have programs. People have takes on this information. People have designed and put money and time and effort into website and programs. And I don't have a problem with any of that. But when we are so tightly gatekeeping information that really should be general knowledge, it's too bad. And I think it's very detrimental. And I just think it should stop. Normalize stopping gatekeeping. What do I mean? So I have worked with programs that say, once you get to this certain point, we're going to give you all this information about maintaining your weight. And this is where I have seen it in the past the most. And people stay with the program, and not just one program, many programs, because they're hooked. They're in the system. They're on the hook. They're taking the meds. No one talks about what life is like once you get off a GLP-1 or a 2. No one talks about what life looks like once you get to your goal weight. We don't discuss that. We don't discuss how different is losing from maintaining. And it becomes this big mystery. And, since I've been coaching on my own, I have noticed people coming to me and saying, what's the mystery, Cari? What's the mystery? Like, how do you keep your weight off? And I'm not charging them money for information that should be readily available. Information that is helpful and is out there. Now, the problem with information is that information has to be sorted, categorized, and put into a format that is easily digestible by the public. So I understand if people are charging for that, but I'm talking about making it a mystery how you keep off 100-pound weight gain. How do you weight loss like I have? Why is that a mystery? Why is this something that we can't talk about? Why can't I say to you, yeah, let me tell you how I do it. I'd be happy to tell you. You don't need to get my PDF. I can tell you, this is information that's out there. This is information that's widely available. I have all the time people saying, well, I was going to get this, but I'm like, go to YouTube. What? Type in the words like my husband, how to take apart a Jeep engine. And he did it from a YouTube video. Now, I do not think that all of us can do that. Sometimes you're going to need to go to a mechanic. Sometimes you're going to need to go to a trainer. Sometimes you're going to need to join a program and get a dietitian on board. Sometimes you're going to need your doctor to help you. But there are sometimes when there are things out there that are available that would be very helpful. Information. So let's say you weigh 300 pounds and you lose all the way down to 200 pounds. But people around you say, I can't tell you the mystery of keeping that 100 pounds off until you get to the weight I think you should be. I think this is wrong. This is gatekeeping information. I do not like it. It's harmful. I'd rather teach a person and share with them how to keep their weight off, even though they're not maybe at an ideal body weight. It's still better than 300. 200 is still better than 300, y'all. I don't think I should have to say that. But I feel like this is something that is very misunderstood and very overdone in this field. I don't like it. Let's stop gatekeeping. I'm going to tell you how I kept my weight off. I'm going to tell you in a 5-minute conversation. And if you need more information, sure. Get on Heather Centrione's Plate to Purpose plan. Yes. You want to get your life organized? She's the one to help you. Get real food on a plate. If you're an old athlete, you gain 30 pounds and you just want to get hard back at it in the gym and someone that can really coach you in macros, yes, get on Nina's program. If you're looking for email accountability, someone that can hold your feet to the fire, yes, I'm here to help you. And maybe we are introducing and reintroducing old ideas, but we're not making it a big mystery. People are so focused on the weight loss that they get to somewhere that they want to maintain and they're completely lost. They're completely confused on how do you do that? And there is no big mystery. I just want you to know that there is no big mystery. It's not super complicated. Now, what works for me is maybe not going to be what works for you. I may have different ideas. You know, my brain is set up a certain way. I have a certain kind of life working 312s. So, you know, different programs, different strokes for different folks. Things are going to work different for different people. But this idea of shh, we can't tell you anything until you weigh 130 pounds like we should. Silliness, complete silliness. You should start thinking let me back up. If you're on a weight journey, if you're on a health journey and that includes your weight, we should be talking about from day one how we keep that weight off. So take, for instance, a diabetic. Let's say a newly diagnosed diabetic comes into the hospital. Their blood sugar is 900. Maybe they're in DKA. So immediately we, track in electrolytes. We're getting those replaced. We used to do these all the time in the ICU. Start that insulin drip. We're going to check that blood sugar every hour. We're going to replace them with fluid. We're going to make sure they're hydrated. As all the electrolytes shift in and out of the cell, we're going to track it. But also, from the minute they come in, we start talking to them about this is what it means to be a diabetic. This is what your life looks like. This is how you check your blood sugar. This is how you're going to give yourself insulin. This is how you can make lifestyle changes. So maybe DKA won't happen again to you. And DKA for those non-medical persons is diabetic ketoacidosis. It's when your blood sugars get really out of control for some reason. It could be infection. It could be sickness. It could be undiagnosed diabetes. And you start burning ketones. You start burning your muscle and your fat. It's a medical emergency. But what I'm saying is, as this person's getting better, we're explaining to them how insulin works in the body. How can you stay out of this mess? But and we're educating right off the bat. But for some reason, when it comes to weight loss, exercise, all that, we're hanging tightly onto that information. People get really caught up. They're like, I can't afford to do. Lately in my news feed, it's been the wall Pilates challenge. Girls, December 1st starts the challenge. By the end of December, you'll be unrecognizable. No, you won't. No, you won't. It doesn't happen like that. We're gatekeeping somebody that can get on YouTube and type in the word wall Pilates and have a million videos. And there is a place for trainer. There are places for trainers. There are places for nutrition programs. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, why the mystery? Why the mystery? Why? Why the mystery? I bet you can't believe that I have a scripture about this, but I do. Are you ready? Here we go to the big Bible, Ecclesiastes 1:9. Are you ready? What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new? It was here already long ago, and it was here before our time. There's nothing new under the sun, folks. So we got to stop gatekeeping. So when we stop gatekeeping, what happens is we can foster independence in people. We can foster success. What I want you to be is successful. Now, if you and I have a 5-minute conversation and you're like, Cari, I really need your help with this. Yeah, let me let you into my coaching group. Like, let's get you in line with somebody that can help you. But it's not a mystery how this works. And let me give you a great example of tearing down gatekeeping and how it has helped a group that I work with. So a lot of you know, if you go to verycaripodcast.com and you click on You Are Here, you're going to see my You Are Daily Connect. This is a high touch program that on which we have the Voxer app, and I send you actual voice messages every single day. We talk about wellness, we talk about faith, we talk a lot about Jesus. I sing songs. It's great. If you'd like to be a part of that group, I would ask that you would please pray about it. It's a tight knit group of ladies, and we just talk about all things having to do with wellness. But here's the great part. We meet once a week on Sundays. And Sunday nights, we get together in a Zoom room, all of us, those that can make it. If not, I record it. And we just talk about our lives. And everybody in that program is doing a different program. You know, some people are doing keto. Some people are doing balanced macros and weightlifting. Some people are doing plate to purpose. Some people aren't doing anything and they're just there for the spiritual encouragement. Like, we're all on different journeys. Some people are in maintenance like me. But the most awesome thing about this group that I have noticed as it's been evolving since its inception, which was around the exact same time as I started the podcast, is we do not gatekeep any information. And I love it. Example, one of our people in the group, one of our ladies, had to go on a big trip. Now she's doing more of a lower carb eating, and she's very stressed out. She and her husband are big business owners. And every night when we're in Vegas, we got to go out to a fancy restaurant with somebody from some company, and you can't get out of it. You know, you can't not eat it. You have to eat. It's uncomfortable. What do I do? So even the people that weren't on her program in our last meeting or in the meetings we've had in the past are like, I have an idea. When I was doing your program, when I was losing my weight and I had to travel, I had a steak and a Caesar salad. She's like, oh, what a great idea. Get a small steak and a Caesar salad every night. It's not perfect, but it'll work. And then somebody else is like, I have to go to Olive Garden. And I'm like, I got an idea. If you're doing lower carb eating, have the fettuccine Alfredo without the fettuccine and steamed broccoli. So it is chicken, steamed broccoli, and Alfredo sauce. Perfect option, but what a great idea. What a great idea. And I've been doing some coaching, some helping out with Nina Rocco of Rock Bodies. You guys have seen her on this podcast. And we were just collaborating this morning on somebody. She's like, well, I have my ladies do this. And I was like, well, here's one thing you might want to think about. And she was like, that's a great idea. And she'll give me ideas. So there's no gatekeeping. I am not here telling Nina, well, I know exactly what would help Betty, but I ain't telling you. You better consult with me. Come on now. Come on now with the gatekeeping. Here's another great example. Our group is just amazing, by the way. But I do pray that the right people are in the group. We want the right people in the group. And I'm not about volume. I'm about quality. I want people that want to be there and want to learn and love and all that. Okay, here's the next one. One of the members in our group has lost quite a bit of weight and kept it off for years. She says, when I get hungry in the evenings, do you know what I do? And we're all like, what? Because that's a struggle for a lot of people. She says, I bought the ice cream maker, the little 1-serving ice cream maker off Amazon. She shows us the link. We're all adding it to our carts. She takes her protein powder, mixes it with her water or almond milk or whatever she's doing, puts it in the ice cream maker, throws chia seeds, whatever you want, whatever you would normally have with that protein drink, turns it on. In 20 minutes, she's got soft serve ice cream. That is a protein. So you feel like when your family is having popcorn, eating ice cream, you have your little bowl of soft serve protein drink. Tastes like ice cream to you. You don't know the difference. You're making good choices. Now, Shelly is the one that introduced that. Now, if Shelly had gatekept that information and been like, well, I can tell you what worked for me. Oh my gosh, what a great bit of information. That piece of information right there, I have subsequently shared with many people struggling with evening eating that are on a protein forward program. Many people. They're like, have you guys tried these chips? They're amazing. Are they healthy? Yes. Let's look them up in the meeting right now. There's a product called Chalk Zero. They have amazing low or no sugar little treats. Why not put them in your freezer? You take one out every evening, you get yourself something. Like, why are we gatekeeping this information? Why am I not saying Royo bagels are amazing? I work with Royo. Let me know if you want the discount code. But I don't even care if you get it with my discount. Get it however you want. But it keeps me on track and helps me because I get to have bread. It's healthy. It has flax. It has good fiber in it. It doesn't hurt my tummy. I feel like I'm getting a sandwich because I kind of eat a lower carb life. Not all the time, but that's kind of how I maintain my weight. Why am I not shouting it from the rooftops? I found low carb tortilla wraps. Why are we not telling each other? Why are we gatekeeping this information? And when we stop gatekeeping, we can help other people on their journey. I want to see the success of other people. I want to lift other people up. The old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, and I'm looking down at my phone. This is the New Living Translation. I love how the New Living Translation puts it. So, encourage each other and build each other up just as you are already doing. We should encourage each other. We should lift each other up on this journey we're on. Here's another great example. This will be my last example, I promise. When we're talking about supplementation, and I know you guys have seen, I did 2 podcasts with Danielle Cole, the director of sales for Zymogen. If there is a product out there that can help you, and I say this like only with your doctor's advice. Don't be quitting your meds, okay, and get me in trouble. But if there's a product out there that can help you with your high blood pressure and you don't have to take big pharma, why aren't we talking about that? If there's a product out there, and we have one, that will help you feel full in the evenings and help you lose weight, why aren't we talking about that? Why is this a mystery? There is a probiotic that's called a psychobiotic that gives you a gut bug that actually helps change your brain and fullness and the way you think about food. The technology is phenomenal. Why aren't we talking about that? But we don't believe in all that. We don't believe in all that magic. Proven science that can help. Now, you guys, it's not the magic bullet. None of these things I'm saying are the magic bullet. Not the ice cream in the evenings, not the psychobiotics, not the fiber, not the steak and the Caesar salad. None of that is the magic bullet. But if you're on a journey and you're struggling and somebody gave you a little bit of a reach down and grab my hand and let me help pull you a few steps, wouldn't you want that? And those of you that have been successful, wouldn't you want the ability to say, come along, I get where you are, let me help you? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ability to help other people. And yes, a pill is not going to solve all your weight loss problems. But if it helps you go poop and you lose some weight and you feel better, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you at least think about it? Why would we hide that information? Why would we not talk about that information? If I talk to somebody, and this is going to be very controversial. Here we go. Here we go. Here I go again. If I meet somebody and they are diabetic and they are really struggling with food, you bet I'm going to tell them about a GLP. Yes, I am. I'm going to tell them what it does. I'm going to tell them how potentially it could help them. Why not? It may not be the route that you take. It may not be the route that you did, but it could be helpful. Same goes with gastric surgery. I would love for you to try to lose weight without gastric surgery. Of course. Of course. But when people say to me, what's your opinion on gastric surgery? I'm like, yeah, if I were going to do it again, I've had a lot of problems. If you haven't seen that podcast, go check it out, my story. But I would go with the gastric sleeve, you bet. And let me tell you why. If you're struggling and you have the insurance that'll cover it, this might be an option for you. Just know what you're getting into. Why are we gatekeeping information like that? Why are we telling people no? People come to me all the time that have had sleeves. Cari, how do I eat? Hey, let me help you. Let me give you some tricks and tips. This should not be a mystery. And it should not be up to your 35-year-old surgeon who, as somebody said the other day, my surgeon looks like Doogie Howser. They haven't had nutrition classes. They haven't walked through a gastric surgery like I have. So don't gatekeep information. And really quick, I see this in the church. There are people that have these really awesome walks with God and this deep, amazing stuff. And people are like, well, I just serve God, instead of saying, hey, I've been doing this and this. And I don't know if it's because we don't want to seem uppity. We don't want to seem like we have it all figured out. When I talk to people, I'll say things like, this is what's worked for me, but you have to figure out what works for you. This is what's helped me in the past. This is what being intentional with my walk with God, my 5, 5, and 5 method. You guys heard about that. 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of worship, 5 minutes of Bible study. If you're not doing anything, it's a great place to start. Why am I not telling people about that? Why are we keeping that a mystery? Hey, if you're struggling, you need to get into Job or, example. If you don't know where to start, I love the story of Ruth. Like, we are gatekeeping this information, the things that have helped us in our walk with God. And I don't see it as much in there, but man, I see it all over the diet industry, and it really bothers me. I want you to understand that there is information out there that can be so helpful to you. There is information out there that can help you, and reach out, find that information. Please know that we need, as a community of women, to not gatekeep, a community of men not to gatekeep, to freely share information. And again, there is a place for professionals. I'm not saying there isn't, but if you have something that could help somebody out, if you have somebody that could grab somebody by the hand and help them out, why not do it? Let me read that scripture one more time. You guys ready? 1 Thessalonians 5:7. Encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing. Continue to encourage, to build each other up by sharing your knowledge and what you know. Don't keep it from other people if you think that you can help them. There are supplements, there are tricks, there are tips. There is someone in my group talking about, chopped up chicken pizza crust. Thank you. That's helpful. I'm here for that. I love that. Let's share. Let's reach down. Let's encourage each other. Let's pull each other up. Let's not gatekeep. Let's be there for one another. It's hard enough getting healthy. It's hard enough in a Christian walk without people keeping information from you that could be helpful. Final word. Help one another. Be kind to one another. And if someone needs a hand up, give it to them. Thank you for joining me today on the podcast. I hope this has encouraged you. Like, share. I'd love to read your review. Have a great day. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. If you would like to find out more about what I am up to, go to verycaripodcast.com. Click on the menu button, and under the tab You Are Here, that's a U and an R and a here, you can find out about the coaching I am now offering. I would love, love, love to have you be a part of what I am doing. Head to the website, check it out, and thanks again for joining me today.